Okay. All right. Looks like we made it back. So we're here. This is Big Bone One Percenter, and I'm joined by Hardtail right now. Hardtail from MRF, which we're going to jump into that. But real quick, we're still here at the INCOM's 2024 convention, and man, it's been good. I wish I could have showed y'all everything live, but I was busy getting an award and stuff. That's kind of cool. I'm going to tell you about that in a few. But in the meantime, Hardtail, brother, thanks for being here, man. Hardtail from the MRF, and I'm not going to do him justice, so Hardtail, if you don't mind, could you introduce yourself to them folks, even the funny-looking ones out there?
So I'm Kirk Hardtail Willard, President, Chairman of the Board of the Motorcycle Riders Foundation out of Washington, D.C.
Right on. So the MRF is, well, first of all, what made you decide to come to INCOM again for the umpteenth time? But why do you come to INCOM?
INCOM, National Coalition of Motorcyclists, and the clubs and the confederations, critical part of the community. You know, we've got the state motorcycle rights organizations, we've got the National Council of Clubs, we've got the Motorcycle Riders Foundation, and with what's going on in our community and the threats that we're seeing to our lifestyle and to our motorcycles, it's imperative that we all, the community continues to grow. We continue to support each other, and this is just one of the cogs in the wheel, the spokes in the rim, as it were, to make sure that we're all together, we're all working together, we're sharing information, and more importantly, just building those relationships.
Well, when you talk about the threats that we have as motorcyclists, are you talking about motorcycle clubs, bikers, independent bikers, or who are we talking about? And then what are those threats?
We're talking about all the above. It's the profiling issues and the threats to our lifestyle, and the work we're doing to further anti-profiling, working with, the NCOC and NCOM and the MPP profiling project, critical stuff, right? And when we're talking about our motorcycles, they're threatening to ban internal combustion engines. They're after, our right to repair and modify motorcycles. The EPA is putting all kinds of regulations on the emissions of our motorcycles. And we're talking about end-of-life directives, choosing a date on a calendar or an age of a bike or the miles of that motorcycle and saying that it's not roadworthy any longer. That's going on in Europe. It's coming our way. So we need to stay vigilant, and we need to unite as a community to protect, again, both our lifestyle and the motorcycles we ride, which are obviously part of that lifestyle.
So when you say for somebody who's never heard any of this before, and you say end of life, like knee-jerk reaction is end of life sounds like I'm getting ready to die. But we're talking about our motorcycles, and I've heard it described as planned obsolescence, meaning that you buy a motorcycle on January the 1st, 2000. Well, January 1st, 2010, you can't get a part for that bike. Nobody's going to service it. And basically, you got to buy a new bike. Is that kind of the idea?
True story, right? So the real end-of-life stuff's coming out of Europe, right? Where they're looking at either, picking a date on the calendar, looking at it through an inspection, deciding it's no longer roadworthy, or just picking a mileage and saying that bike can't be on the road anymore. They want the bikes, they want the parts. And exactly as Big Bone said, in the United States, finding a part for like a fuel injection module for a mid-range Evo. Okay. They're not out there. You can't get them. Harley's not going to fix them. The independent shops can fix them, but they may or may not be able to get the parts. And if those parts are available, they're certified and they're restricted to where they're not going to do what we really want them to do. So those are all issues that, we're on in Capitol Hill and in Washington, D.C. every day, working on, putting resolutions together, putting bills together, educating our Congress, men and women about what our concerns are and making sure they understand the ramifications of some of the decisions they're making. Some are intentional, but many are not. So we need to make sure which are which, and we need to educate folks on which are which.
Okay. The attack on combustible engines or motors. So is this saying that the government wants us to go all electric?
Yes.
So tell us what you really feel.
So
no, yes, that's a fact. Yes.
So this green energy push. We at the Motorcycle Riders Foundation don't have an axe to grind with electric motorcycles or electric cars.
Yeah,
that's fine. But when you mandate them and through emissions and through draconian and real stringent regulations saying that X amount of vehicles have to be electric by a certain day. So they're talking certain states. California's led the way, but there are multiple states that have joined California to say by 2032 or 2035, you can't sell an internal combustion engine anymore in said state.
Right.
Or it has to be a certain percentage federally of all the vehicles, which again arbitrarily says if you have to have X amount of electric vehicles, that means we're not going to sell enough electric vehicles, so that constricts the amount of internal combustion engine vehicles they can support or sell. But the biggest concern, of course, is saying you can't sell them anymore in 12, 13 states in the United States by a date on the calendar, 2032, 2035. That's right now. It's right in front of us. It's in our lifetime. So obviously we fight that on a daily basis.
So Hardtail, what should anybody watching, what should they do if they're concerned about this, they give a damn about it, they want to keep riding until the damn wheels fall off? How are they going to do that?
So, a couple things. We've got National Biker Lobby Day in Washington, D.C. in just a week and a half. We will have representatives from 40 states. We'll have a significant number of motorcycle club members. We'll have members from the state motorcycle rights organizations. We'll have independents. And we hit all 535 offices, federal congressional offices in Washington, D.C. in one day. And you better believe they're going to hear about our concerns about California Air Resources Board, the EPA emissions, the EPA standards, EPA, providing waivers for folks to eliminate internal combustion engines. But, that's the big picture. The smaller picture is get involved. Join the Motorcycle Riders Foundation, be active in your confederation and your coalitions in your states. Work with the Motorcycle Riders Foundation and work with the state motorcycle rights organizations. The more we talk, the more we educate, the more we engage, and the more we share. By the nature of doing that, people are going to get active. They're going to get excited. They're going to get passionate about this stuff. Yeah. But that's where it starts. Get involved in your local club. Make sure you're educating yourselves. Be part of the confederation. The coalition does a phenomenal network. Going on. The NCOM folks bring that together. The NCOC folks are bringing that together. Work with the state motorcycle rights organizations. And for the motorcycle rights organizations folks listening, I'll say the same. Be a participant. Engage your clubs. Work with your clubs. Go to the meetings that you're invited to. Make sure you have your ducks in a row and make presentations. Let's educate each other and let's together be involved. That's what we're really looking for.
Right on. Hardtail, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And listen, if anybody wants to find out more about this, reach out to me. I'll make sure you can get plugged in with Hardtail, and no matter where you are, because this is throughout the nation, right? Throughout the country.
It's the United States.
Throughout the country. So we got some heavy lifting to do, and we want to keep riding. And, this is a good way to do it because they're coming. They're coming. But, hey, man, thank you. And I see Chris over there. I think Chris, is that Chris? Chris, come on over, brother. He had a couple of things he wanted to say. One thing, he never liked you, and I'll tell you why. He said something, that thing you said about his sister. I think that was kind of messed up. But anyway, thanks a lot, bro.
Thanks for what you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet.